She admitted it.
She admitted what? Bougie?
She bougie.
I am.
Yeah.
I really am.
Bougie.
I don't know about bad. I'm alright. I'm cute.
You bad. Last night, y'all should have seen.
Yes. Baby had on heels and everything, and the tatas was out.
She even had jewelry on. Keita.
Stop lying.
That ass. Yep.
I would have loved to see that.
Look, do you see them Timberlands?
Invite me to your party.
Look under the table, David. You see what you said I got to deal with? And last night, I walked in the club and I was like, who is this? Like, she had the heels on, the jewelry.
Let me explain. I am definitely the perfect girlfriend or side chick or wife to any man or woman. That's all I'm saying.
Make sure you rewind that. Listen to it again.
Y'all heard that, right?
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BExposedRadio.com.
So, you know how you around people who really can sing? And they always like, I don't know if it's this time. That's what these, well, at least these two over here are giving me right now. It's not the time, you know. It should be 78.5 degrees in here. 0.25. So they're going to share a little bit, just a little taste to get you interested, to get you tingling this morning.
Come on in here.
Share a little of that Banji soul with us. Stand behind her.
Okay. Well, y'all singing y'all mic.
Yeah, y'all can sing.
Okay, so this is called What I Thought. It's also on the album.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Y'all ready? You ready, B? Okay. I see the lights pouring out.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
As busy as you are, because they're good at itemizing their time, and they actually have a passion for what they do. One of the biggest lessons that I learned, I get to say this on Weird, was finding people who are not only interested in doing what you need to get done, but people who have a passion for it, because that will eliminate the idea of people just working for a paycheck. Right. Because when people sign up for a paycheck, we all had jobs where we slacked off, where we stole away in a little storage room.
Fell asleep.
Thank you.
I saw a meme the other day that had Bart Simpson and the little boy with the glasses. I didn't watch the show, so don't be mad at me. Don't send me no daggum messages. The little boy with the glass, Millhouse, that was his name. He's showing him a cave, and it says, when you're asked to show around the new coworker, and it says, this is where I come to cry. Cool.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now. Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Didn't get a chance to tune in last week? Well, here's what you missed on the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Being a stage actor, how has that prepared you for comedy?
Oh, man. I think that being a thespian definitely gave me a head start and an advantage over most of the guys that just go right into comedy. I mean, it definitely helps with stage presence, memorization. Just, you know, a lot of comedians in the city, they don't consider every.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now. Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We're here live on BigExposedRadio.com. Today is our official first show of our fourth year, going into our fourth year here on Big Exposed Radio.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to everyone.
Yes, thank you.
So Saturday was our anniversary show. We celebrated 3 years here on BigExposedRadio.com, and like I said, it's been a very interesting couple years. The first year I didn't count that because it's kind of like, you know, you got to get your feet wet. You're doing things that don't really make sense, but you're just doing it because you're an artist and that's what your heart is telling you to do. The second year I got a little bit better. The third year is ultimately, I think, my best or our best because I learned a lot of lessons. But the past month has been, you have to, as artists, as entrepreneurs, just some people in general, be careful what you ask for. If you're a praying person, be careful what you pray for, because my God gives you exactly what you ask for, how you ask for it. And throughout my 20s, I was always busy. Everything overlapped and this coincided with each other. All my creative projects, theater and curating and the jewelry and just being an artist, being a student, everything just collided and just was going from one thing overlap to the next thing. And I for the last, I say between like 28 to maybe like 31, I was like, I can't live like that no more. I'm tired. So I slowed down and I really became real methodical about what I chose to do and how much I chose to do, just to preserve your energy. You gotta be able to be alert doing all of those things. I was like sleeping like real weird times, but in the last couple years, actually the last 3 years, I've tried to be more, you know, try to add layers onto what I do. And this last month has been extremely busy. I just closed the show called As Much As I Can. It was written by a young lady out of New York. She is more of a, she called herself, I believe, a purpose writer, where she works more on issues, specific issues that plague communities. And she wrote this play on HIV and AIDS, and it was a phenomenal, immersive theater experience. Her name is actually Sarah Hall. It was produced by the by Harley and Company and directed by Mr. James Walsh. They're all mostly out of New York, and they brought a couple cast members down here, and they produced this play in January, and then they took it to Mississippi in March, and now it came back here to Baltimore. And it was a phenomenal play experience in that it wasn't normal. There wasn't like an audience where you saw a stage ahead of you. It was more, the stage was these individual rooms that all had a theme depending on what part of the play it was in, and the audience actually walked around to each one of the sets and became a part of each one of the scenes, which is really uncomfortable for both parties, because there was no fourth wall, and often we were talking to the audience and including them into the conversation, into the script, and that was different for me. I had never had to be that close to audience. Sometimes you say, hey, you want to turn that phone off in your best stage voice, but outside of that, it was really an interesting experience. It took 2 weeks because the play was already written, and they have a traveling company, and then whatever city they're in, they find actors to join, and I joined it for the second time in Baltimore. And I think me and one other person were the new people. So we rehearsed for a week and did the show for a week, and it was like 2 shows halfway. Like, you was on 2 shows, and then it was 10 performances all together. That's all I know. And it was a couple days where there were double performances. and I just got my sleep last night. I was telling Al yesterday, I've really slept most of yesterday into today and had just enough time to get a haircut and be here. Hence, I was just here on time before y'all all walked in the door. But we have an interesting show today. We have an artist today, Mr. Edwin. And he'll introduce himself in the next segment. But how's everybody else doing today?
Everything's doing wonderful. There's a lot going on. We have my friend Rashad Corey's having Feed the Homeless at the Why Not lot this Saturday. And also there's a Boys and Girls Club for shaping the future of the kids, of the youth, you know. And that's Boys and Girls Club for Baltimore Metropolitan. And it's just like to celebrate, you know, have fun with the kids and everything and whatnot. And also, like, I'm doing a project for mental illness, so I've been like going back and forth filming that, and actually working with Big Infinite. It's a rock band. It's also supporting mental illness. So that's what's been going on with me.
And then he got this new scarf that he's been wearing.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge it because he wanted, you know. It's nice. It's a snazzy scarf.
It is. It's jazzy.
Miss Sweet Baby.
Hey. Well, this past Saturday was the Sticky Bun Festival.
Yes, it was.
And just to say, like, that, to piggyback off of what you were saying about, you know, be careful what you ask for. It comes to you, and I ask for it, and I always talk about how all of this has come to me in a year. I suffer from anxiety, I suffer from depression, but I said that I wanted to put my work and put myself out there, and it came to me like a boulder rolling down a mountain, and I have it, and I'm here, and I put on a whole festival, and it was a success. A lot of people sold out. Shout out to everybody that participated, that came through, that worked, vendors. It was really like an accomplishment.
Right.
And I feel good about it. And we on to the next thing, the Art of Hue. Check out our Facebook page, Appreciate the Arts, to get more information about that. That's coming next. Also, I want to wish my grandma a happy 78th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Grandma.
Oh, Grandma. Happy birthday. If you haven't been raised by a grandparent or a great-grandparent, just go visit a nursing home. Like, your life is missing a link. I'm just going to say that to you.
So,
if you wasn't privileged enough to have one.
I was raised by my mom and my grandparents, my grandmother and grandfather. So I'm a little old school soul. But yeah, happy birthday to her. My mother's birthday is tomorrow, but I'll be here tomorrow to say happy birthday to her too.
Oh, bring her in. We'll get some cupcakes. I always need a reason to have cupcakes. Mr. Edwin, I'll let you introduce yourself briefly, and then we'll get into topics for today.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Edwin Maker Jr., born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. I do a little bit of everything. I'm a philanthropist, and it's funny.
You give money. Let's give money.
Let's give money. It's funny that you had said the Feeding the Homeless thing was going tomorrow. I'm going to one tomorrow, so I wonder if it's the same one. But
right there, Chosen North Avenue.
Chosen North. Okay, I think that might be the same one. But I'm an up-and-coming playwright, up-and-coming filmmaker, actor, director, writer. So got a lot of things going on. We got a movie coming out. We're starting the filming of our movie in November. It's entitled.
I'm an actor.
Hey, look, I need to fill some roles. So,
I'm just saying.
Movie, about to start shooting a movie next month, and got a play coming out next spring. So I'm excited and making some big moves.
That's what's up. Where did the acting part come? I mean, the directing part come.
Directing. So like for myself, getting jobs, can be a challenge. So I said, you know what? I've always been a good writer. So let me write my own story. Let me do my own thing and put my own self in my own movie. So that's how I started the writing aspect. I went to Anne Arundel Community College for a little while. Took an acting class there. And, you know, then I started writing my own things. You know, I'm guaranteed to get my own movie. Whether I'm good or not.
I don't know.
Whether I'm good or not.
I've slighted myself a couple times.
You know, so that's how it came about, and I just fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
I really fell in love with, like, I don't want to do anything else.
It gives you a good perspective. I was talking to one of the young men, Aaron, this weekend. This was his first play that he did.
Okay.
And he used to being behind the scenes. And I told him, no matter which side you choose, it's going to give you a great perspective on the work on the other side. And you get an appreciation for why it's important for you to find your light, because somebody created that light. Somebody's job is to be the lighting person. So respect every part of this. And you can only really, truly respect something if you walked in those shoes.
Right.
A lot of divas come from not knowing what it is to be on the other side.
Very true.
That's where divas come from, in my opinion. You know, you have no experience or no respect or appreciation really for the other side or the things that make up this whole picture.
Yeah, no matter how high you go, I feel like you should always remain humble, because it can be taken away real quick.
Exactly.
I know some people who are not
humble.
But today's topic is, what can I do? What can you do? What can we do? It was actually a line taken from the play I just did, As Much As I Can. And it really speaks to, we all have individual jobs. And it's easier for us to point the finger and say, well, this is your problem. You handle that. And I kind of think a little bit differently. I always had this principle, and my grandmother actually showed me this. Like, if you pay attention to the person to your right and to your left, that's it. If everybody just did that one thing, we would all be so much better. But we try to go across and help this person and get in this person's business, but focus on the person to your immediate left and your immediate right, and you'll be surprised at what could happen from that, because then somebody is looking out for you and the person beside you is getting that, and everybody is well off when that happens. But we want to do too much, especially as artists. We want to do too much with too little time, instead of focusing on what we're great at and focusing on that. And then along the line, you'll be able to do the things that you really want to do also, but focus on what you're here to do, and everything else to come in time. So we'll get more on that topic and topics like this when we come back from our break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
Well, you have a lot of people retiring early. It's funny, a lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now, because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, it's the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging and the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, you know, we was taught you just run to the wall. You know, you can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones, but to your mind.
Everything. Right. And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because you're told when to get up, when to work out, what to eat, when to play. All right, now you got a curfew, you got to be in the bed by this time. You do it for years and years, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done. So what do you do?
Right.
So just like in a military that have with PTSD, we have that because we so used to having a certain way. And I remember watching this Brian Gumbel on HBO, it was like years ago, and a guy would act like he was getting dressed, a real good football player, would walk his daughter to the bus stop, and he would come back in the house, close the curtains, and just sit there because he didn't know how else to handle himself. Because he was so used to being told what to do, because our schedules are laid out. By this time, you got to do this. By this time, you got to do this. Eat at this time, back on the field. So,
hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live. Here, live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream as white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump. We're going to get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room. And they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind that.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live only on BigExposedRadio.com. We have a special guest today. In the break, I was telling our guest Edwin, I go through my Facebook randomly because I want to know the people who are on it, and most of the people come from either I went to school with them, I work with them, they bought my jewelry or came to a show, or I was actually in it. Most of them, a lot of them are people I was in a show with. Mm-hmm. And then you do a certain amount of plays, and everybody in the cast start liking each other and adding them, and then you start blocking the people that you really didn't get along with so well. Because they'll still send you a friend request. I don't know why, but they'll still do it. And you'll realize you just have all these people on there, but I'm more purposeful with who I talk to and why I talk to people, and it's nothing contrived about it. It's just I don't want the wrong type of person around me anymore. Right. You know, and when you're ready to be who I need around me, then we can talk. We can have that conversation and exchange needs and necessities with each other. But I really, you have to watch who you let in, because the wrong person could really destroy what you have, and not because of them, but because of you. You let that happen. So I want Edwin to tell us a little bit about what he does creatively, your process, and why do you do it? Like, why be a writer? Because I'm quite sure you make more money at your day job right now.
I do. You know.
But he's a philanthropist. Remember that. He gives.
I am. And, you know, I think the main thing is, like, you know, God all put us here with a purpose. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if you don't make an impact on another man or woman's life while you're here in the positive way,
yep.
It's like you wasted your life.
We're getting to a selfish point where everybody is about self. Right. And we were taught to be that way. Like, you got to worry about yourself. Mm-hmm. But too much of that will create, like, where we at right now. Everybody is about self. So nobody cares about the next person. Right. Give me your money. Give me your time. Have a nice day.
A lot of people don't have that God love. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I feel like, you know, with people focus too much on their circumstances and situations instead of, you know, where they get their help from.
Right.
So
it's easier. I can't see God right now. Or supposedly I can't see him. I see what I'm going through, what I need, what I.
Exactly.
And I really negate anything around me. Is your faith the basis for your creativity, or is that how you found your creativity? Were you doing those church plays, sir?
It's you know. Well, you know, like, the main thing for me is to affect someone's life. So God is a big part of why I do what I do. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to, you know, do everything. Well, this has to be a church movie. It has to be a gospel movie, because everybody don't want to see that. Your typical standard Tyler Perry. You get depressed. You know, life gets hard, and then God fixes the problem.
You go off. You get angry. You lose it all,
and then you come back. You know, my main thing is just to change lives. So, like, I did a play. It's called Life Goes On. Mm-hmm. You know, so no matter what you go through, you know, at the end of the day, it's either you're going to sit in your misery, or you're going to, you know, build up some courage and some truth and go on with life. Mm-hmm. So in the play, you got this married couple, and, you know, the marriage, it withers away, and, you know, they both step out on each other, and they cheat on each other. But the husband...
Is it personal experience?
No. I've never been married. It's not personal experience. I put a lot of my life is in it, though. But that particular, I've never been married. You know, God will put the right woman there when the time comes. But the husband in my play, he actually steps out, and the wife steps out. But the husband actually sleeps with the family member he didn't know he never had. And so, you know what?
Person, I was just
never slept with a family member. But the thing is, like, throughout my whole life, you know, I just, you know, I had promiscuous friends and family members. Okay. And it's
take him off my Christmas list.
It's a price you had to pay, you know. Y'all are tripping.
That's why you gotta be careful. I ask people, are they right? Just like if you ask somebody, are you an actor, and then they think you're your moods are too unstable. If you talk to somebody who a writer, you like, I'm gonna be real solid in this conversation, because you never know if that conversation is fodder for the next chapter. Or
I would never call
scene.
nobody out personally though in my plays. Never call nobody out personally in my plays.
By name. He said by name.
I'll give him a different name or something.
Right.
Like his name.
Change the name up.
Hey, Bradley.
Is that, I mean, how personal will you get about yourself in your work?
For me, I mean, I don't mind. I think, you know, being a believer in Jesus Christ, sometimes it is scary, being like a lot of times just being the only believer in the room. So I don't mind being personal. I actually made a character based off of me in the movie. It was a young God-fearing man trying to make a difference in this city, encourage and build up people, and he was celibate, and so like that character was me. And you know, haven't always been celibate. I do have a 5-year-old who I love, Josiah. Love you, son. But you know, it's I just always believe it's a consequence for the actions you have to pay. And so like right now, me and his mother isn't together. You know, you learn from your mistakes, and we co-parent and we have a good relationship. But you know, I just wish that, you know, I just could have married her and just brought my son up in a home with his mother. One, you know, he wasn't a mistake, but one thing I wish I could have did better. So I put my, you know, thing that wasn't so good, I don't want to call it a mistake, in the play. Like, let's, especially as black people, let's raise our families together. Let's, as black men and women, be on one accord. You know, not always be shown, you know, on TV and on radio, you know, just in media anyway, acting a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Because the truth isn't always the best possible situation. Just because it's the truth and you're showing what the truth is not always the only option you should show. I want to see possibilities. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to get a little bit more into Mr. Edwin's business. Get some more of these stories out when we return to the Artist Exchange radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
What is hood respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood and we all want respect. That's why we wear Hood Respect. Available in men's, women's, and kids. For more information and ordering options, contact Instagram at Hood Respect, Facebook to Mel Martin Sr., and email at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com. The look you need is Hood Respect.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like, I've learned that, I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Wow.
Okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you, like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show? Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating? That is a nice commercial. I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on Be Exposed Radio.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts, to interviews, and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, the one and only, Thick Cows.
Check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
With our parents, they gotta have the best of everything. Or when you go to school, you gonna kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look and it's like, did you have it like that when you was in school? Nah, girl. My parents, I had to go to school with stuff, old tennis shoes and stuff like that. I ain't gonna let my kids go there, but a decent pair of tennis shoes, a decent slacks, whatever. I'm kind of glad that they did the uniforms.
Oh my God, they did the uniforms right while I was leaving.
They did, right. They did the uniforms. It was like 2 years behind me right after I left from school. And I'm like, oh man, it saved a lot for our parents. It helped the parents a lot. But still, they still found the way to live vicariously through their kids.
Yeah. Because like with my daughter's school, when she was in school, as long as she wore the shirt, the school shirt, she could wear any pants. Or as long as she had like the cardigan on, the school cardigan, she could wear any outfit.
And do you realize, like private school?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I am Nate, your host. I got my co-host, Mr. Hollywood.
Hey, how y'all doing out there?
Oh my God. The voice comes and goes, and it's scary when it comes. But also we have Miss Sweet Baby, Miss Zakiya, Ayanna.
Happy Friday, everyone.
She got the voice. She got it. Do you have a voice, Mr. Edwin? Everybody got a voice.
Have a voice. No, people always say, "Oh, we trying to put the sexy voice on."
Yeah, well, she got it. Lord. But we have Mr. Edwin joining us. Let people know where they can find you on social media, or how they can contact you if they're looking to be in a play or have you work with them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Facebook, you can hit me, Edwin Playmaker. Hit me on Facebook, hit me on Instagram, EKMaker3. I don't really be on Snap, but you can hit me EKMaker3 on Snapchat. Also, yeah, and you can email me playmakerproductions13@gmail.com if you're interested. I got some movies and plays coming up, so I'm gonna definitely look for some new talent and everything. So I'm excited.
Well, you don't have to look for any new talent.
Right, because I'm in a room full of talent.
Right.
Because I'm in a room full of.
But I can only speak for me. That's all.
I'm saying.
So, question: what won't you talk about? Or write about?
I don't think limited to anything. I like to. My thing is, I like to, and I'm not like, I don't like to be judged. So I don't try. I try not to judge people. Whatever you do is what you did. I'm not God. So I really like to expose wrongdoings. I'm not gonna be like, oh hey, you know what, you messed up. I'm putting what you did.
Who you point to you?
Because I got my own sins. People be judging people because they sin differently, but I like to, bring to the light wrongdoing, so we can acknowledge it. Once you acknowledge something wrong, okay, then you can start working on fixing it. So just like to expose, a lot what's going on in the world, and so we can find a solution.
It's easy to create a story. Anybody can write, but when you start adding your personal self to it, that's when it becomes a little, out of bounds sometimes. And a lot of writers are afraid to be that personal. It's easy for you to be pointing a finger and write about what you see, but when it comes to writing about experiences that you personally have, I've noticed a lot of writers kind of be like, I'll write about you, but I'm off limits in terms of what I write about. How long have you been writing? Is this something that you've just started or you've been doing?
Let's see. Okay, I graduated. I've been going to college. Went to college 07. I started acting in 2010ish, 09, 2010. Been writing since 2013. Since 2013, so about 5 years.
Okay.
Going on 5 years. And I've always been a good writer in high school, but never really knew that I was supposed to write stories and and tell stories. And it just came to me one day. I was in a program called Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ.
Okay, praise the Lord.
Amen.
It's a long name, but it's cool.
So the price for basically, you know, they got acting coaches and whatever your talent is, they got coaches to teach you and, you know, work on your craft. And it was kind of pricey for me, so I said, you know what, let me write a play right quick, charge people to get in so I can pay for this. And then from there it just kind of took off. And, you know, as a writer and director, when you put stuff down on paper and then you say, action, I need you to do this, give me this emotion, it's just like, it touches my heart to see your words.
You a control freak. You can say it.
I'm not a control
freak. That just sounds
hello,
boss.
I'm not a control freak.
Let's say it with a straight face.
What have you learned in being a director? That's a difference. Have you directed anything that you haven't written?
No. I've never directed anything I haven't written. I recently was just asked to write a movie on someone's life. So this is my first time actually doing that. When I want to write my own stories, I already know how I was going to start and end. So writing something for somebody else is like a total big change for me. So I will start directing that in the wintertime. It's called Black Money.
Okay.
And it's a young man. His name is Rob. He again, he knows he was in the street life selling drugs and things like that, and now he changed. And it's a lot of killing in Baltimore and DC. He's from DC, and he wants to bring light to what's going on and tell these young brothers and sisters, you know, you don't gotta sell drugs, you don't gotta be in the strip clubs, and expose what he did and the lifestyle that he did, and say, you know, you don't gotta do that.
And this is gonna be a play?
This is gonna be a movie.
Okay.
It's gonna be a web series.
Okay.
Web series.
Cool. Is there anything you haven't done that you want to try as an artist?
Write, direct, produce, act. That's a good question.
Well, that's what I kind of do. I ask the question.
Do you ever look into like sci-fi or anything like that?
Never really thought about sci-fi. I do want to do like mystery though. Okay. Mystery. I kind of feel like I want to do like that. That James Bond kind of feel. I want to. Yeah, I want to explore, and then I want to, you know, create a platform. You know, of course, for our brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters. I want women to get more, you know, I feel like when you think, like, who's your favorite actor? Oh, Denzel, Morris Chestnut. Like, people don't be naming women. So I want to put a platform out there for women and, you know, not always be that when you're being an actor, it's like, oh, you play Crip 1, Thug 2. It's the hood movies, you know.
Right.
Those movies where, you know, that can get you them Oscars and them Emmys and things like that.
Well, that goes into not typecasting, and we as black artists, leaders, and people who cast and direct, we keep choosing prototypes. You know, the guy has to be caramel complected or light skinned to play this. You know, like, we have to stop doing that to ourselves. And that starts on the academic side as well, because we're trained, even in the academic field, you can only do this, or you can only be this. And if we start writing roles for real life people, you know, instead of, we have all these documentaries coming out, and they're finding people who look just like the person. But I remember when people were doing that, and this person was playing this person. I remember I had a big argument with the chair of my department in college because they were casting for Emmett Till, and they found this little skinny boy to play Emmett Till, and it was crazy to me because Emmett Till was not skinny by any measure. And you can't tell people that this is the measure of an actor. This is the image, your surface is more important than the depth of who you are. And when we stop doing that, then real stories will be told, because then you can't hide behind what the person looks like. That's why these top 10 people keep popping up whenever they ask you who your favorite black actress or actor is, because you're thinking about who would you rather sleep with. you know, opposed to their girth of work, because most of the people you would want to sleep with aren't that good of actors. You know, and in many cases, they trick us into believing that they're the best actors because they make you feel like you want them. Their character could be something totally different, but the fact that you want to sleep with them make them the best role or the character for that role. So when we stop doing that, I think that'll make things better and even
Will
the
we
playing
ever
field.
though? Will they ever though? Because sex sells.
It does, but we buy it. That's the thing. Stop buying into what is sexual to you. Go find yourself a partner that you want to have sex with, opposed to looking at a movie.
I don't know if I have that kind of faith in people to yeah.
I mean, but it does happen. We have actors that have defied the odds, but they are this big compared to everybody else. If I see one 6'1" brown skin or light skinned chiseled man in another Tyler Perry movie, I'm gonna go crazy. Because that's not real life. You're not showing depiction. And I agree with you on the idea of making more roles for women. But in my case, the male roles need to be expounded too, because I ain't 6'1", you know. I'm a good actor, but I don't fit that image. And I've heard from a lot of individuals, both men and women, that they're being fit into an image of what is acceptable. And I don't want to be the funny old man in everything. Like, that's not fun for me. That's not utilizing my Sally Mae loan to the best of its ability. But I really want to expound, and I want to see more actors go out for stuff. And actually, so we actually have to learn how to act, opposed to just fitting an image and then being a talking head in front of people. Like, that's not, you know, we're learning that in music and stuff. Like, it's not always the person with that's considered the most sexy that could do the best job. We've seen that so many times. So in the art community here in Baltimore, what has stood out to you in terms of how it's grown, or the diversity, or
let me tell
just
you,
the opportunities?
There is so much talent in Baltimore and the DMV. There's so much talent. You know, it's a lot of artists out there I want to work with, and you know, I hope one day Baltimore is known more for, you know, just the killing and everything, because we can do so much more. I won't get too off topic, but
do your thing.
You know, just speaking about the arts in Baltimore and everything. I recently, not sure if you guys know her, Kim Ye Workman.
Yeah.
Y'all know Kim? Yeah, that's a good friend of mine. She was in my play last June.
Okay.
She had a web series premiere.
Shock Nation
last May.
Look at him.
Well, everybody know each other in Baltimore.
You gotta support, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
She's been on the show before.
On the show. Okay. Shout out Kim. But she has so much talent there, and like she's like, you know, up and coming, doing real big things. She prior to exposing her actual web series, like 4 or 5 other filmmakers, she exposed their work also. And there was just so much talent in them, so many directors, so many actors. One of the filmmakers was Titus, forget his last name. Titus James. He did a film called Black and Blue. And you know, it's a lot of tension between minorities and police, especially in this city. And there was, I guess I don't really want to tell the whole story, but there was a police officer in the film who stood up for the minorities. I'll just say that.
Eventually he stood up.
And so, like, I just think that was so phenomenal. Like, it's a lot of good work in Baltimore, and I feel like pretty soon, Baltimore, we keep working hard, we're going to have like our own Hollywood here.
But we have to connect with each other, and support each other beyond just, you know, liking it or, you know, telling somebody that we liked it, but really getting behind it and supporting it, because there's so many other cultures that are being represented in this city, and their work is in the city, and it's going around and it's going around and it's blowing up. But our artists feel as though they have to go outside of the four walls of Baltimore City or the DMV to be taken seriously. So a lot of our artists are moving to a Philly or to a to a New York or to Atlanta to feel like they're being respected. And I feel like we don't necessarily have to do that if we cultivated the talent here and really put Baltimore on a level that it's already at, but just for all of us, not just for the newcomers or the people who aren't of color anymore. So if we just support each other.
What do you think is the reason? Do you think that it's a Baltimore thing that we don't necessarily, or that it's like, you know, they say we have a crab in a barrel mentality? I don't agree with that because that's not me. And I see a lot of people do help and support, but do you think that it's a Baltimore mentality as to where people don't want to support each other, or you feel like, oh, well, if you're doing good, you're taking something away from me, so I can't, you know, I gotta do more, I gotta do better, and I gotta make sure that you ain't getting as much as I'm getting? Do you think that that's a Baltimore thing?
It's a hating thing. People hate.
It may be. I think to a point that's true, but I think it's so many people who don't know what to do. Right. You know, teachers are a dying breed because we're learning everything we need to know from YouTube. Right. So we're not getting the full scope of information or knowledge that we need. And I think the whole idea of haters, it's real, because if I feel like I can't go get it, I don't want you to go get it. But I also believe people are just waiting to see people succeed instead of helping them, push them to get to that level. Because I think on both sides, people have been burnt. If I push this person, they're going to go away and forget about me. Right. On the other side, if I get to a certain level, you're going to expect for me to give you what I have, opposed to me helping you get to where I'm at. You want to be where I'm at without the work that it took me to get to this point. So I think on both sides, people forget and people are burnt out. So if we just genuinely support people, you know, the same way we support these no-name individuals that are astronomical in their own right, and we start supporting our local artists the same way we support them, I think things will be so much easier. I took an initiative this year to really support the people that I like. Right. If I don't like you, it don't mean that I don't like you, but I'm gonna support the people that I spend my money on.
Was it because Ronald Peake said, how can we get exposure for these positive artists? How can we as listeners and colleagues help?
Tell people what you're doing. If you go to see a Edwin production, tell people you were there. Just that simple. You know, there are people who just don't know that you're doing it because you haven't met my audience. So your audience know that you're doing it, but you haven't met my audience. So just tell people what you're doing. It's just as simple. We share everything else on social media. Just tell people where you're going. I know that you just came from Burger King. I know what you're eating for dinner. I know, you know, what you did the other night. But tell people what you did. Like, tell people you went to go see Edwin's play. And how you felt about it. If you liked it. If you didn't like it, just keep your thoughts to yourself. But if you liked it, tell people that you liked it. Like, that's it. That's one small step to whatever the gentleman's name was. But we're going to get back into this conversation when we come back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. Don't forget to like, share, invite as many people as you can to the Facebook and the YouTube Live.
And also call in.
Call in.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
It's time for flashback.
Now I'm not gonna say all Aries don't know, but
it's just the one you had. That was
just
just.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts to interviews and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio. I am your co-host, Hollywood.
You sure?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm definitely sure. Hollywood in the building, you hear what I'm saying? So,
go ahead. No, you go ahead. So we're back. We got our co-host, Miss Sweet Baby.
Hey, happy Friday.
It is Friday, isn't it?
Yes, it is. TGIF.
I don't know what day I thought it was. We have our guest, Mr. Edwin, the playmaker.
What's going on, yo?
He's gonna write a one-man show for me. I just threw it out there like that.
I mean, hey, like I love to write.
There.
I love to tell stories. So like, let's do it.
Are you ready for these stories, sir? That's the question.
I'm ready. You know. I told you I'm
Pray
growing.
before you come to the meetings.
I can write my own stories in probably like a month. Write you a play, write your movie in a month or two. But
You have to get your interviewing skills like down pat. Like knowing, just letting people talk about themselves, and then choosing a timeline or however the framework that you're building.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a writer. I just know how to direct. From a director's point of view, I can tell when a writer hasn't effectively done enough research, because then you have to start filling in the blanks with stuff.
Right.
But learning how to read people, it might be your niche. Writing biographies on people.
I plan to grow as a writer. I actually want to take a writing course in the spring. You know, just to perfecting, because I'm all self-taught. Like I never had really anybody teach me anything about it. So did a little bit of research myself and just started. I've done 2 movies and a play. So,
well, that's how you build passion. Passion comes from not having any basis for this, but just having a strong yearning for it. But then everything you do after that then makes sense.
So you say you can tell when a writer, hasn't done their research. So if I say, hey, I want you to direct this movie, you're not gonna come on set and cuss me out like, oh, you.
No, I'm not gonna cuss you out, but you gonna have to understand. What I tell you? You go most time, and I've worked with a couple writers and directing their work, and I've realized. It takes a writer who can take criticism, just like an actor who can take notes.
Important. That's very important. Be able
so just know this not a good script. I remember working with this one lady, and I got one of my friends who's a phenomenal actor to do it, And he messaged me and said, "This not a good script." And I almost crumbled because I know he wouldn't have done it if the script didn't change. And I was like, how the hell I'm going to tell this lady that the script is not good? And I knew it wasn't that good. But I couldn't, at the time, I couldn't be honest. So I said, well, I'm going to just put us all on a 3-way message and just have him tell her. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, she was real receptive to it. And I didn't think she would be. And she's so, like, controlling over her work. And from that point on, I'm just going to always be honest and tell you if this is not something good, because I don't want to put together crap. I want actors to showcase crap. And I don't want you as a writer to put this out to the world, because once you put it out there the first time, that's what people going to remember. Right. You know, they're not going to remember what we did to make it good. They're going to remember that the wording was horrible. And since then, I'm completely honest, because I have to do more work when there's a bad script. You know, it's more work that I have to do. That's why it's really important for... now, I don't always believe that... like, I don't like when actors direct themselves. I don't like when an actor is the writer, the director, the producer. I hate that. Right. Like, choose one and you be that thing, that one thing... No, that one thing. No actor, producer, no actor, director, no producer, writer.
You don't think that an actor, director would, because they know what they want and what they're looking for, exactly, that wouldn't be...
Look at actors.
Nope. With the exception of maybe a one-person show, but when there are other actors, no. Because you're always going to... as a director, I've had to step in to a couple of my shows a couple times, and those are my worst times as an actor, my worst times as a director, because you really you lose any type of validity in your work, and it's something, the quality somewhere is going to be gone. You know, I had to learn a lot lines within the week. So as an actor, I'm sitting there with a newspaper with lines in it. That's not good. So as an actor, I was good as a director in that moment. But as an actor, I was horrible. And I'll never put myself or my cast in that, because they had worked for weeks to get good. And I stepped in a week before. So find somebody to love you and either choose a position, but don't try to be but one thing. You got one job, choose it. And then that's what you become. And it really has to do with this, your integrity. You know, really keep that intact. And then it's just impossible for you to do something of merit. You know, think about all the hats that you wear. And at some point, something's going to not be good. The quality somewhere isn't going to be good. So just think about putting on a play. You trying to be a writer-director. Like... you're going to make yourself look the best, and you're going to really ignore anybody else that's around you. You know, you're trying to be the producer writer. That means the money going to be messed up, you know, or the play's going to be messed up because you're too busy trying to promote something and you ain't put enough time into directing it, or you putting all your time into directing and ain't nobody sitting in the audience but your mother and like a couple people that heard it from your mother. That's it. You know, so you got to choose something and be strong enough. I know in the beginning, we don't always have enough money to pay people. So you're like, well, you know, I'm going to probably put myself in one of these roles to save a couple dollars. No, just find somebody that love you.
It's funny you said that, because I did all of that in my first play. Direct, role, produce, and
how hard was that, sir?
It was very
What was the day like after the show was over?
During the show, or at the end of the show, I cried because it was so much trials and tribulations, and it was so much pressure on myself to get it done. The day after, leading up to the show, I was just like, I didn't even care. Like, I just want this to be over.
Yep. And just think about what everybody else around you was thinking. Like, I want this to be over. Like, you burn bridges when you do that, and you just don't give your best work when that happens.
I agree. I agree. I kind of like agree with both of y'all, because I kind of feel like you can hold. I just think if you're a writer, you can probably act in it. Like, I would say, I had someone co-direct with me.
If somebody else is directing
co-direct.
it, but when I say write, act, it's normally you're trying to do both at the same time. So you, as an actor, you sitting there like, you know what, we're gonna rewrite this right here. No. You're not the writer right now. You're just the actor. So you have to trust your work to somebody else.
Yeah.
And trust that what you're giving them is what they'll give back to you. And understand that there's room for interpretation.
Right.
Like, that's the relationship that I'm talking about. So let's take a quick break, and I'm going to give them a little bit more information. But we'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Yeah,
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, welcome back. We're here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I'm your host, Nate. I have my co-host, Mr. Hollywood.
How y'all doing?
Work with me, sir.
I thought you was going to keep going, you know what I'm saying? So
I have sweet baby, Miss Ayanna, Zakiya Ayanna.
Yes, Zakiya Ayanna. Happy Friday, everyone.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
She's serious. They both are.
I had to. I can't let
him just outshine
Yeah,
it.
you can't outshine me.
Well, you don't have a scarf on, and wait till you put it on his head. That's gonna be it.
Like,
Oh.
but together, that's just
Peaches and cream. Okay, I got you. I got you. So at the break, we were talking about more so professionalism and money and how that equates. I think that was the gist of the conversation.
Right.
Thoughts, opinions. How do you handle paying or being paid as an artist?
For me, like, and this is my honest opinion, like, I don't know if y'all believe me or not. For me, it's
He
more
about to tell a lie.
For me, like, as me as an actor, let's throw aside the director.
Because that
writer,
shape up
producer.
wasn't free, sir.
Very true, very true. Money is important.
Child care ain't free, sir.
Child care is not free. Money is very important, but for me, like, at this point in my career, I'm still I do anything for free. At this point in my career, And as far as
not
acting,
anything, sir. We gotta be specific about the
well,
things
let's say it's as far as acting,
Mhm.
I'll do it for free.
Okay.
I was just offered a position to write a movie for a fee, so
Mhm.
someone's paying me to write them a movie right now.
Now, are you going based on their budget or?
Kind of, because I know how it is, so it's like kind of based on their budget. So
Mhm.
like he wants to pay me a certain amount of dollars per episode. It's a web series.
Mhm.
So,
but after a while, when you get tired of not getting paid for what you do, like, cause like you can do so much, like all right, what, bro, it's time for me to start actually getting paid for what I do.
Definitely.
Like, what's the point of going to school and learning all that stuff and you're not even actually using it or getting paid for what you
But
do?
it's.
But I mean, I can understand doing it for free and helping out because I do that also as well. So
I don't understand that. What I was going to say was, it's not that person's responsibility to pay you because you are ready to get paid. You have to. But I'm saying you have to present yourself in a way where you are profitable and you are worth getting paid. Now there are people out here and I've been a part of shows where they'll pocket the money and they haven't paid their actor, or they'll buy you a drink or something.
Right.
And I'm 34. I'm not playing those games no more.
Right.
So we're both going to get something out of this, and we're both going to be able to walk away and be comfortable with what we got from it and not have any regrets. But you have to, first of all, you have to put in the work. There are people coming in the doors wanting that treatment.
Right.
I know people who I don't do no shows if I don't get paid. And they only seek out shows that pay them. And trust and believe, all those shows were not good shows. But at the same time, you find yourself at a crossroads because you got to put in the work to be respected and to be wanted as an actor. But at the same time, it's an audition. You got to audition and be the best choice for that. Like, you can't just wait for somebody to write you a check because you just said, I'm ready to get paid.
Right.
And they go say, well, let's go find you somebody to pay you.
Right.
Or tell me how that journey works for you with that attitude. But you got to be humble and you got to be prepared and you got to be the best choice. Like,
you got to be the best choice.
You
can't come with no mediocre work talking about,
you get chosen like, we're going to hit you with a deferred pay.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that. And it's funny because I've seen so many different aspects, and I've been an actor that, I saw the money, I saw the amount of people, and I heard the director tell me or the producer tell me, so we didn't make our quota, so I'm just gonna treat everybody out to eat, and then you like,
how you make the quota be treating everybody out to eat?
Okay, fine, okay. But then I started speaking up, and we're not doing this, sir. So let's sit down and let's go over these books and figure out. But when you start doing that, you don't get calls anymore. So I stopped getting calls. So I had to then start creating my own work. And even for me, I made some of those mistakes in the beginning because I had went through that, I'll say, well, as far as tickets, what you sell is what your paycheck is. And then you'll have people like, well, I don't sell no tickets. I'm an actor. Okay, well, you will do this? You can still do okay.
I think
let's
everybody
do
should,
this.
Partake and participate. And as far as that,
But there are actors that feel like they don't have to do that.
What, sell tickets?
Yeah, it's actors that don't feel like it, And I remember I told one young lady, they put Puff Daddy in Raisin in the Sun because he will bring people into the seats, not because he was this phenomenal actor. They knew he would bring people in the door. But she was like, well, that's not what I do. I learned my lines. So I didn't ask you to go out and set up a ticket booth in the middle of the street. I asked you to tell people that you were doing this.
Right.
So you could feel comfortable knowing that there were people in the audience that were coming to see you. Normally actors do a little bit better when they feel familiar faces looking back at them.
Right.
And it's, but I've made a lot of those mistakes in the payment issue because you just don't know. You don't know until you're faced with the problem.
For yourself, do you have like a set price in your mind that if somebody asks you to partake in their play or movie or?
You trying to get my secret? Yeah, I do. I have what I'm worth. I do have a number in my mind, but I also be like, okay, so I know what your budget is,
right?
And I don't need to know how much you make. I don't need your social security number. We don't need to run your credit report. What I do need to know is that you respect everybody. That, is doing this. I did a show where I had to be nude, and that was my first time saying, I'm not doing this. I know how much we gonna make for this. Yeah, I know how much we about to make for this.
You gotta pay me
so I need right. I need this amount of money per show. I know what you're working with, and I know within that this is what I require. I don't know how you gonna get the rest for them, but I know for myself.
I know you got the rest for them.
And this was my friend that I was talking to, but it's still you have to be serious about and be ready to take. Well, have a nice day. Be ready to hear that.
How you feel about that though? Business and friendships.
I don't feel nothing about it because it's business. Like I'll say that because in the beginning, I went through that. Like I was doing stuff for friends, and friends were doing well for themselves, and I found myself going home feeling, oh, I did a good thing for a friend, and that's all I was going home with. So you learn quickly, friendship aside. So what's happening here? So what are you prepared to do? I help you fundraise so you have some of your money. I'll help you do all those things because I don't want to go through this and be empty at the end. You know, I got to take off time from my show. I got to, you know, my life, cafe. I got to eat in between, stuff like that. Like, you got to take care of people. And even if it's not as much as that person is worth, people see the gesture. Right. And they're willing to come back. You want your actors to come back. You want your actors to talk about the show. You want your production team to talk about your show and not the fact that they have to sue you because they didn't get their money.
Right.
And I know we're talking, but that's talking about a level that's, you know, a little bit more advanced. But still, even on this level where it's still community-based, you know, you got to make people feel like they're good. So if you can't be the director and a producer, you need to hire somebody who is good with getting money and not worried about your job as a director. And as a director and a writer, you got to be able to hire somebody who can manage the money part of it as far as getting people in the seats. But we try to do everything ourselves. Right. We out there selling tickets, you know, during the day, and we in rehearsal at night, memorizing lines, and we're doing everything. You know, but at some point you got to say, you know, this is enough. I was in a theater group for a number of years, and it took me a long time to say to the creative director, look, I'm not going to be the costumer and an actor. You go choose one. Either I'm your stage manager or your costumer or your actor. And it was sometimes I didn't get to be on stage because she needed this done. Because after I put it out there, she's like, well, okay, well, I need you to do this. And it wasn't always what I wanted to do. Right. But I did not want to do all that's stressful. You know, you doing multiple. I gotta be the concession person, the stage manager, and learn lines. Like, no, this too much. This too much. You need to find somebody to love you to do those other things, and just pick the thing you think I'm gonna do best.
You talking about me tonight? You talking about me tonight?
But this is something you have to learn because you'll realize every single show that you do, you're trying to find a whole new group of people to work with. Every single show you do, because the last ones don't want to come back, and there's a reason for that. And I only can say that because I've been in both sides of that problem before. I didn't want to come back, and I had people that didn't want to come back. You know, and you run the risk of burning bridges and creating a reputation for yourself. There's a couple writer directors out there, writer director producers, actors out there that have a bad reputation, and people don't want to work with them. Because I'm gonna tell people my experience, not just blast it out there, but somebody asks you, I'm gonna tell you, dude, should I work with this person? If you want to get paid, I don't know if you want to. And we do that.
Like you do, like you always see a production, like, hey, bro, you ever work with this company? Like you just pretty much piggybacking off of what you said.
And you have to be honest, because then you setting your friends up for failure.
Yeah, you're stuck in something you don't even want to do no more. Like, darn, I signed this daggone contract and I ain't even getting that one dime.
Now we're saying all this. My attitude today is when I notice that problem, I'm gonna come to you and be like, well, let's sit down and figure out how we can work all of this out. And not just be like, you know what, have a nice day.
Right.
But when I'm good, I can handle this. And then I hear through the grapevine that you had the same problem that I initially helped you. I'm completely done at that point.
Sometimes, like, my question is, like, when I used to do theater, is, like, when not when you didn't get paid. Like, when you see the seats are really filled up. What did
That's
they do
10,
with the money?
20, 30,
Oh, you know they selling
40.
tickets for like this amount. You was like, wait a second. You just go on and ask them, hey, how much you getting paid?
See, you mess it up at that point. You go to the source, the person that's writing that check, and you talk to them. Don't try to go around the mulberry bush or try to figure things out.
You just be thinking like, so where's it all going? You know?
Yeah.
To the director.
But then I think about like the venue costs and all that. It costs this much. Then you start
That's not your. But see, you think worrying about stuff that doesn't concern you. But don't start rehearsals if y'all haven't talked about those things. Okay. Because if they can't pay you, it's still your choice whether or not you go forward or not.
Right.
But we start asking questions the day of the show. It's too late at that point.
You can't do it then. Yeah, you already committed.
Right.
You committed.
You committed at that point. So
right.
I don't hold it against people it's not about money for me.
Right.
But we have to discuss this. And I'm that person because I've done this and because I'm coming from where I'm coming from. I'm the one that's gonna have a private conversation with you. Like, so what's your plan here? Because we ain't talked about no money, we ain't talked about how we gonna promote this, we ain't talked about none of those things, and I wanted to see this.
Right.
Before I even say yes, I'm gonna do it. And a lot of people don't call you back after that. They don't want to call you back. But I'd rather learn at that point than the day before the show closed and realize we did this for 2 months and we all go home with our applause in our pocket that you can't take with you. That stops when they stop.
Like, hold on, let me get this.
Take the mirror.
Right. You playing this? Like, hold on, you hear this applause I got the other day?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to this. Listen to
I'm gonna take that applause to BGE and be like, here you go, landlord. Can you take this month?
Applause can make my meter go up.
Right, exactly. So we're gonna take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So we're going to get a little bit into the album with Miss Amira and learn the basis of it, the Banji soul of it all. Yes. So let us know, first of all, what is Banji soul?
Banji soul is basically just real. It's real soul. It's real. It's not cut down. It's not watered down. It's, how as hot as it came off of my mind and my heart. That's what it is. And a lot of the times I get a little tangy, banji, ratchet, whatever, however you like to put it, classify it. But I like to say banji, because I'm classy.
Banji is a little classier.
It's a little classier. That's got your pinky up. Right. You got your pinky up with that.
Okay, we got to keep the B's, the bougie, the banji.
Yeah.
Right. So she's created her own lane, Banji Soul. So let us know how that is covered in the album that released on the 9th of this month, right?
Yes. Well, I did it to a number of industry tracks, including like the Beatles Come Together, and I did a Lindsay Lohan joint. You remember the Confessions of a Broken Heart?
Okay.
And a lot of stuff I aimed to like change the theme that was originated, or just to. It was my therapy.
Okay.
It was my therapy.
So that's why this is a mixtape.
Yes.
Okay, because you did a lot of remakes. Okay, I got you. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Out of no one, and who was really going to walk up to you and say, "Oh, you sure was horrible"? but I got so much good feedback just the writing. Like that was a dope script. Like people like who don't even like things. Like I didn't want to go to this. I just came because my friend was in it. But like I'm ready for part 2. So like as like that's hyping me up. Like I'm supposed to do this. Like I'm a writer. So in that particular aspect, I did the Renner Center thing. I did the Renner Center thing. The set look at that. We had our ups and downs. We had a whole bunch of flaws. We got into the theater like real late the day of the show. There was ups and downs, but the quality of acting, and I was so pissed with my actors like during the process because I didn't pay them. I couldn't afford to. I'm using my paycheck, paying for all this stuff.
And they looking at Renner Center furniture like that could have been $20 in my package.
I mean, it possibly could. They actually only charged me $100 for like 2 sets. So I mean, I definitely now I want to create a budget. Even this
that could have been dinner for the cast or something. I'm not combating with you, but I'm saying to you, as people who are getting into this, learn what it is that you're doing, and it'll save you financially if you start calculating how much money you spent on stuff that wasn't important. People fell in love with the atmosphere that you created, not what they saw. They didn't, they saw that couch when they went to Renner Center, so that wasn't. Those things matter because you could have a blank set and on-point actors, and they don't recognize that there was nothing there. And this idea of stage plays came about because it began to be about the spectacle. Now, the Broadway is about spectacle, but there's a balance that's there. So we fall in love with Broadway because all the moving parts and everything is seamless, but the actors are paid. The sets are immaculate. Everybody had a part in it, but figuring out what's more important, the spectacle or the meat and potatoes, the content. So the content comes first, then your actors, I know writers who will pay themselves first before they pay their actors. And I say that's so important because I am an actor. So I know what you feel like as an actor when you know this person. I've heard them say it. I've heard directors and writers say that. Like, I have to get my money back first. That's just like owning a business and paying yourself before you pay your employees. Like, what sense does that make? Like, you ain't gonna have no employees the next day.
They gonna be like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. And then you're there alone again. So how do you then go forward? And this is not a beat up on Edwin Day, but it's just talking to all of us curators of art, all of us artists out there. Figure out your team first, because even if you got good comments and good feedback, or when you got the feedback, the great feedback, quality control still has to be maintained. So the next show, you got to do the same thing that you did to make that show great, and then more. So people keep coming back, and it's not the same thing. But figuring out how to do better and how to be better at what you're doing. Are there any shows out there or any plays or movies that you be like, man, I wish I could have directed that, or I could have did this with that?
I try to stay in my lane. I've been in a couple of plays.
You're so nice, Edwin. You're so nice.
I've been
because I can give you a list of about 20.
I've been in a couple plays.
It don't have to be anything like local,
right,
or like your friends' work or stuff that you say. It could be anything.
Yeah, I've seen a couple movies I wish I could have directed and plays. Like I saw one movie, and I guess that maybe they're like a beginner. It's like the content is good, but it was just like one wide shot. So like you know how like in the normal movie, it'll flick to me. I say my lines, then it flick to you. It shows something in the room. It was just one wide shot the whole time.
So they had one camera.
I'm like, yeah, that's very important. As that you gotta direct the editing also as a director or writer. So also I've been in plays. I'm asking the director, am I really necessary for this scene? I'm asking the director, can
That's
I just
not
walk
good.
off? Because I just kind of felt like I say my line, then the other two characters are talking, saying their lines, and I'm just standing there. Like, I should walk off, right? He's like, well, we're working on something right here. I'm like, I'm saying nothing while they're saying their lines. What do you want me to do? And like,
Steal the show, because that's what I would have done. I would've said that. You don't want me to move? Okay.
I'm not even necessary for the scene. I say one line, and I look at them.
Watch this stage business happen. Like, Nathan, why are you moving? Because you ain't tell me what to do. So I just created. But as a good actor, that's how you can tell the script isn't good, because you'll have some writers that will over direct, meaning they got all this, like they got paragraphs and within the parentheses after the line or before the line, and you're not giving your actors enough time to grow. But you got to go with your instinct. If your instinct said there's nothing else for me in this scene, then go with your instinct. Because as a director, I can't tell. It's different from a movie, because for a movie, I am directing your acting in terms of shots. On stage, you have to bring more, and you have to take more initiative. On camera, you have initiative, but you have a smaller window. But in theater, you have to really take bigger chunks of initiative, because I can't, if I'm telling you what to do, you're a puppet on the stage. So you have to give me options. So if you would have stayed your line and walked away, he probably wouldn't have said anything.
Probably not.
But you have to give me something. But most times with some directors, they'll treat you like a puppet because you're not showing them anything. You're not bringing anything. You're not making any choices. And you just got to make choices. Like, decide what you're going to do. All they can do is say, I don't like that, or keep that. Or if you would have walked away, and then if he wanted you on stage, he's like, well, where did you go? Well, I felt like I should have stayed, or I should have left. And then he's like, well, you know what, keep that, because we really, and he would have saw that he didn't need you. But we as actors, we waiting for, and you're coming from film, so you have a passion for film, so you're thinking about in terms of film. Don't move until somebody tells you move, because you don't want to mess up any takes. So in stage, no, this is what rehearsal for. You make mistakes. You know, I'm gonna waste this 2 hours, this 3 hours.
At the same time with the stage acting though, I kind of feel like I don't like when directors like let you let you decide everything.
That's your job though, as an actor.
Yeah,
as a director, the director's there to orchestrate, to clean up. On a video TV set, it's like that, because I can't afford for you to keep making mistakes, because this tape costs money, and then we got to keep resetting, and then if it's daylight, we only have this, so I got to get you perfect.
It's all the time schedule, because like we have to get up just to get one scene in a room. We had to get up like 4 or 3 o'clock in the morning just to catch the sunset. Have everything set up, all the cameras, make sure batteries, lights, everything is just right. You're like, okay, here it comes. If not, then you just wasted pretty much your whole day. Because you didn't get that shot. Now you gotta wait the next day. And then what if the next day comes up, it's raining? You're like, oh crap.
Then the actor's like, oh, I got something to do that day. We supposed to get it done this day. And
so it's more, but that's how TV, film, and theater differ. You know, film is more restrictive. TV is more restrictive. Theater, that's what rehearsal is for you to try. So everything that you practice in the mirror at home, that's what you bring to rehearsal.
Yeah, it was like I was in this one play. I was playing this Muslim character, and I don't know. Like I said my lines. You know, you improvise. You make the character. But he was like, they gonna be dancing in this part right there. So I need you to do something. You can do a little bit of this. Like, what would a Muslim do? I don't know. I kind of felt like it was just like, do something, and he was just like focusing on.
Because he didn't know about a Muslim.
Probably not.
It's clear.
Probably not.
That's why you always prepare yourself. Because people will make you look stupid. Because they didn't, as a writer, they probably didn't research. They just, this is a controversial character. Let me input this into the script.
Right, and Kamia, she said that yes, you have to make the character your own and make decisions based off of what you think they would do, and particularly in particular situation. Either the director will like it and keep it, or tell you don't do that again.
Spoken like a boss lady. I hear you, Kamaya. Well, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, you know, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, you know, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like,
yes.
I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
The pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids, and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and you know you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you, like with this radio show, you ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah, make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait.
Mom, what?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I love that because that's money ducking. And then they're going to go rent that to somebody else long term. So they've made 3 or 4 different purchases out of that. Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. We're here with Mr. Edwin, the playwriter, the script analyst, all those things. He has plenty of different hats. I want him real quick. Shout out his upcoming events and where we can find him at on social media.
What we got going on? Next month, October 21st at Anne Arundel Community College, my good friend Cherie Harris, she is putting on a play, What If? And it's about, you know, when you make decisions like, what if I didn't do this? What if I could change this? What if I could turn back the hands of time? So, real good
What
play.
if?
Want y'all to come out Anne Arundel Community College, and you know she doing real big things. So she's shopping it right now, and we taking it to Atlanta next summer. So I'm excited for her, and I'm real happy for her. I'm shooting my movie, A Day in the Life. It's a very important movie to me. I want the world to see, because the focus is what's going on with the tension between public safety, police officers, and minorities. So I'm going to have the premiere that next year. I'm going to bring back my play that I did this summer, Life Goes On, next spring. So I'm excited about myself, about my future. You can follow me, EKMaker3 on Instagram. Follow me, EKMaker3 on Snapchat. And follow me, Edwin Playmaker on Facebook.
So what if? What is your what if?
My own life, personal what if?
Yeah. Just throw it out there. Bam.
You put me on the spot for real.
Gotcha. Thought this was gonna be easy.
I think I don't think you should live with regrets. I feel like God is so good. He has a plan because he know the dumb and stupid stuff we're gonna do. So it's like, wow, I'm God and God all by myself. So I got, you know, I plan for you to mess up. So this is your bounce back. So I don't like to live in the past. I don't think I really have a what if. I'd like being grown, almost 30 years old. I'm 28. I'll be like, I reminisce in my past about how good my childhood is. Like, dang, I want to be a kid now. I wish I was my son. But I wish I ain't had no bills and none of these problems. But I don't say what if. I don't say what if. You know?
That was an easy out, but I don't only give easy out. But what if to me, just like we asked a question at the end, what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self? So I'll throw that one there, and that'll count as your what if.
What advice would I give to my 17-year-old self? I would probably, okay. I would probably just say, don't put things on a timetable. I kind of wish at this point in my time life,
Caution with the wind. Live life.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go and get stuff. You gotta strive, but don't put it on a timetable. Like right now at this time, I wish people knew me how they knew Tyler Perry and Spike Lee, and like, I guess I kind of expected not to happen overnight, but I just wish I was there now. But you know, timing is important. Timing is everything. So, just, you know, the hard work does pay off. It don't pay off overnight, but it pays off. So, I would say just kind of roll with the punches and take one day at a time.
Okay. Does anybody else have a what if? Since Edwin was scared.
I don't have a what if. See, I'm not the only one.
I won't necessarily call it.
It's not always regret, though.
Yeah, it's not a regret. But what if I had done what I'm doing now 10 years ago? Where would I be? Because I'm finding that most of my peers are about 10 years younger than I am. And I wonder, like, if I had put in 10 years of the work that I'm doing now, where would I be at this age? You know, so that's my what if. But that's also what keeps me pushing. Doing what I'm doing, because I'm finally doing it. I didn't do it 10 years ago, but I'm doing it now. And I feel like, you know, it's less time to be, it's not the same 10 years, you know, and 10 years from now, I could have been doing it for 20 years, 10 years ago. So it's just a call for me to push harder and do more and work smarter to be where I feel like I could have been had I started 10 years ago.
Mine would be
not getting your hair braided at RSK.
Tell me about it. I need to find somebody who can do some hair real quick. But mine would be, what if I didn't take that jump? You know, like if I would just like, you know what, screw that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I was gonna do anyway. I don't gotta pursue what I really love. You know, I'm just gonna just cope what man say. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be a cop for the rest of my life, or I'm just gonna work at medieval times for the rest of my life, you know. But I'm glad I just took that jump, that leap, because if I didn't take that leap, I wouldn't be right here today.
And I normally ask those questions because it's not so much to regret anything. Even the 17-year-old question, it's not to change anything. But what advice would you give to that individual, your 17-year-old self, to get up? And your advice for them when they do fall through those same problems that you had to go through already, like how would you tell them to get back up? And sometimes people look at that question as regret, and I don't have regrets. You know, there are decisions that I would have taken back. I have to be honest about that. But I don't regret any decisions because it has made me who I am. Even though I would take some of those decisions and make better decisions, do them differently. But I don't regret it because it has made me the individual that I am now. So I don't ever look at questions like that as regret, more so this reflecting, you know, so you don't repeat mistakes. Sometimes you got to ask yourself that because you're in line to repeat some of those mistakes. If you just brush them off and be like, that didn't happen, I'm good now.
I think
and then you fall.
With him now. I think I do have now that y'all done told yours, I think I do.
See, that's how they do you.
Y'all go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I think I would just think more through. I think as far as my individual decisions, when it comes to making decisions that really only affect me, I feel like majority of the time I make a good life decision. I remember when I was 20, about to be 21.
But what happens?
I was like, let me have this big birthday party. Me and my homeboy, our birthday the same week. Like, let's have this big birthday party the same week. Then I'm sitting there thinking about us still live with my parents. I don't got no car. It probably make more sense to
let me buy me a car.
Than buy a car than have this huge birthday party. So like making good decisions like that was good. But I think
check this out. So what you do?
I did the car.
I did
the car. But now, like in hindsight, I know as far as like my dating women, and I know dating and probably other decisions in my life. I just wish I would have thought more things through, especially in situations that don't just affect me. So like, and it's just simple things like, dang, like I wouldn't be in this situation if I would have considered this person's feelings. And I think I'm like the most considerate person in the world, but like, dang, you weren't that considerate in that situation. So I know from here on out, I'm 28, I want to think things through more and consider other people, because I never have any ill will or ill intentions. So like if I hurt you, I promise you it was not intentional. I promise you that. But and like people come to me and say like, "Dang, that really hurt," and then I sit and I think about it like that was a stupid decision that I made, and I apologize for that. And I promise you I'm not going to do it again. So I will consider and think things through more for the rest of my life. Yeah.
That's the hard thing to do though. Most people don't have that type of reflection because they don't. We're either very impulsive and arrogant, or we're really hesitant and fearful. So people don't know how to balance that off with just plan, but be ready to jump. You know, you can plan all day and be fearful all day, But if you're not adventurous enough to step out on what you know you're prepared for, then you might as well just go flip burgers or something.
Yeah. Right.
But people know that they have not put in the amount of preparation that they need to make that dream come true, or they don't feel prepared enough. And just trust that you've done the work, or actually do the work to prepare yourself. So when those opportunities come, I used to, all throughout my 20s, I had this get out of here feeling in my gut. Like, get out of Baltimore, do things, and it'll be a window of opportunity that would come, and then a windfall will come, and then the door slowly close. And then that feeling of this, I gotta just keep doing this, or, I kept, all of my 20s, I kept getting these windfalls, like a random check out of nowhere. And I'm like, get out of here. Just get out of here, go. And I'm like, well, you know what? If I bought a house here, then I can have a property to be able to come back to. Not realizing I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that property in the meantime. But just jump out there. Know that you're prepared, but just know that you good. And if you're not, brush yourself off and try again. But we get stuck in that hesitation and that fear of just, but what if, but what if?
Right. Yeah.
And that's when you have to reflect back on those what ifs that you did have, so you're repeating it again, because you never looked at or examined or analyzed those what ifs in your life.
Yeah.
So this, sometimes it's gonna be scary, but jump. It's gonna hurt. You gonna break a bone. You gonna scrape something, but just
support it, like, right? Yeah.
Right. You'll better prepare yourself the next time. So you know what to look out for, so you don't kill yourself jumping.
Right. Failures are a stepping stone to our success.
Right.
I always say that.
So you're working now.
That's true.
So now you're working to save up to be able to do the things that you want to do, but you're also working so you can take care of your family. So there's purpose in it.
Yeah.
But jump at some point, because you'll always be just taking care of your family.
Yeah.
Then you'll have a son that grows up and just take care of his family.
Yeah.
And then it's a cycle. Most of us have that cycle in us, and we're trying to break through. But as guys, we feel lazy and less than if I can't be able to provide, or I can't do these things, or if I don't have these things that equate to what a man is supposed to have. A man is supposed to have, if he's single, he should have his own house. He shouldn't be living in his mama's basement.
I hate when people do that. Like people have like these standards
that they're not living up to.
A woman's supposed to cook. Like, men can cook too.
Yeah.
A man's supposed to.
You hungry enough? You'll cook.
6 figures, right? I feel like in relationships in particular, just put out what needs to be put out. Help her with what she need help with. Help him with what he. It doesn't have to be your job.
Right.
Like, this is like, oh, I'm only doing this. I'm not helping. You know what I'm saying? And like, just in general in life, like, help that man like that's over there struggling. Like, if you got it, help him out. Help and not expecting anything back.
Right.
Bam. You said it. So this is what's going to happen. So this has been another edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 noon sharp, not 12:01, not 12:55, but 12 o'clock. And Edwin will definitely be coming back because he's going to write a one-man show for me. And we're going to be promoting it. But I definitely want you to come back and talk to us more and send us updates on what's happening. Invite us to your play so we can heckle you. I mean,
so we can heckle you.
But we like coming out and doing things in the community. So definitely invite us to the show. Lastly but not least, let us know where we can find you at again on social media.
Oh, yeah. Follow me right now on Instagram, EKMaker3. I've been putting the show on there as we go along. Edwin Playmaker on Facebook, EKMaker3 on Snapchat. Send me some emails, playmakerproductions13@gmail.com. Got some projects coming up. I'm in some projects, and we always looking for good actors, so hit me up.
So that's been the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Don't forget, if you missed any part of this show, definitely look us up on YouTube or on the Facebook. We did? What time is it? It's 8:56.
It's 8:48.
Oh, I'm about to just leave. I was ready. I was ready.
Is it? We have time to discuss the art of Hugh.
There we go.
Which is an artist an artist networking event brought to you by Appreciate the Arts. It will be November 11th, 2017. This is the next event brought to you by Appreciate the Arts. Last week it was the Sticky Bun Festival. Well, not next month, but the month after next. Look out for the Art of Hue. It is invite only for artists. Check out
Real Pinkies Up.
Real Pinkies Up. Check out our Facebook page, Appreciate the Arts, for more information. You can also check out our Instagram page, appreciate_the_arts, and just be on the lookout for that.
Check out some pictures and such and such of the Sticky Bun Festival. We'll be posting them shortly, so definitely look out for those and all the events. You got anything coming up?
Tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow is I Survive Movement presents the Survive Hunger. It's going to be at the Why Not Lot, 12 noon. So it's going to be out there feeding the homeless, and also it's going to have some good singers. You're going to have Naomi B, Rochelle, Ryan Jackson, Steve McCoy, and Kelly Webb. And also who's hosting the event is going to be Rashad Corey. So it's definitely a great movement. It's for people who, who's actually been through like sexual abuse and sexual assault. So it's definitely a great movement, and it's touching a lot of people. So if you can be out there, come out support. There we go. Anything you want people to know about you, sir? I don't know why I was right. My clock really says 8:58 right now. I don't know why. It's just this thing right here. But anyway, anything else you want people to know about you, or any ways we can support other than coming to a show?
I guess I got a lot. I'm a philanthropist, so I'm always in the streets of community. So like I want to show my face. I want to help make Baltimore bigger and better. So always willing to lend a helping hand as far as philanthropy and things like the Feeding the Homeless event. So I'd like to help out in those areas. I really want to step up and show my face in the community this year. From going on forward, I wish I want to develop a good core people who I respect the people who are like marching in the streets right now trying to stop the gun violence and the murders and everything. I feel like we should take it to another level. Not exactly sure how. The marching, it's a start. Really
and it's that person's perspective, so it's what can you do?
Right, what can I do? So like if I kind of want to sit down with a group of people and see how can I help,
But what are your talent? When I hear a lot of people saying that, you can't step outside yourself, because then we got 5 different marches going on at the same time, or 5 different ceasefire going on at the same time. But what can you do? And then the we part definitely brings us all back together. So your part is your part. What happened during Freddie Gray, it annoyed me to no end that I had these people on social media, or people that I was bringing on the show, that were talking about being on the front lines, and as if nobody else's job was important. But somebody had to watch your child while you was on the front lines. Somebody, was feeding people while you were on the front line.
And somebody had to have your back.
Right.
You on the front
line. Or pay that bail when you got taken off that front line. But everybody's perspective, everybody's point of view is needed and necessary. And you have to figure out what your gifts and your talents are, and how you can promote change from your perspective. And if that's that thing of the person to your right, the person to your left, figure that out. And then all the pieces to the puzzle we just put them together, and that creates change, and that moves us forward, and then that's growth. But everybody trying to do the same thing, and that ain't your lane, and you out there trying to orchestrate a rally, and you don't even like talking in person. So how you gonna orchestrate something that ain't your? Write a play or make a movie, make a documentary, so people outside of these walls can see it. You're stamping something in history, so people can look back at this moment and this doesn't happen again. So figure out what your perspective is, figure out what your gifts and talents are, and promote change from that. Everybody can't be on the imaginary front line. That just made me mad. And those people, I've had a chance to say that to some of them, and they still didn't take it back. Like, it's disrespectful to people who had jobs that were just as important as your frontline job was
and
on the
think that
cameras.
people like to say that, you know, to have a little overinflated self-importance, but you know,
overcompensating.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Is there anybody that you wish that you could work with right now?
Besides everyone in the studio,
I'm on a contract, sir.
We gonna come to a put some in the budgetary.
Okay, say. That's the type of talk that you like to hear.
You pushing me, you know what? And that's the thing. I need more people who push me,
Mm-hmm.
who tell me what.
Not just applauding all your actions.
Who tell me what I need to hear, you know, and love, you know, pushing me to get better. So
definitely love.
It's been a great experience here, but there's a lot of talent in Baltimore. I want to work with some directors and different actors. I see the guy Cool Ant. I think he goes to Bowie State right now. See a lot of his funny stuff. I want to work with him. It's another guy. I think it's called. His name is Yo Funny.
Yo Funny
on Instagram.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of comedians, but it's a lot of people out there. I want to stay local. This new movie that I'm writing, I want Jamie Foxx to play the lead. But
dream big. You never know.
They supposed to scare you, right?
He ain't had no roles lately, so you might be like, "Hey, I doing."
Yeah, so just him. I want him to play like the lead. Everybody else can be Baltimore DMV. You feel me? Put everybody else.
That's disrespectful. It's cool. I get it.
We gotta get some shine. Like people, what's the first thing you hear when you think about Baltimore? Not nothing good.
I mean, it's all about what you see. Like, I remember the '90s where it was Tony Braxton and Big Tony. Like that was Baltimore to me. Drew Hill and and those people are mega stars now. But that's what I refer to. That's what I know is possible.
I think it's all in the experience.
Yeah.
You have in Baltimore and how you view it. So if you had a bad experience in Baltimore, you probably like, and then also you got the people from the outside that's looking in from the news reporters.
You see, and at my job, like when people come in, the first thing be like, "Oh, is Baltimore? Is this just like The Wire? Is it safe?"
Yep.
This is
and you say, and that's what you say, y'all.
It's just, I'm like, no. I'm like, no, it's a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of good.
But it's not. I try not to convince anybody of. Or change anybody's mind, because if they aren't here, then they aren't here.
Right.
You know, and that's the end all be all for me. I'm not going to change your mind, because obviously you've already made it up.
Right.
So live in that ignorance.
Don't roam the streets at night.
Don't roam the streets. Don't walk outside of the metropolitan area of downtown.
So now we are finished. So next up, it is what it is radio show here live only on BigExposedRadio.com. Join us again. We're going to post up information on Edwin and how we can reach him and see his work. And he's going to invite us out to his plays and such, so we can have a night out at the theater or the movies. You never know.
Yep.
You never know when Jamie Foxx comes in town.
Jamie Foxx, I need you to play the lead in my next movie.
Right. You might got to offer him the executive producer. He might just do it.
Co-star. You know, I'm gonna be the co-star.
Yeah. What Jamie Foxx fight cost? Like $15 million a movie?
What?
Jamie Foxx? He probably like $15 million.
You never know.
Hey, I'm cheaper than that, bro.
Somebody have been raised.
And that's what happens. That's what happens.
14.9.
So this has been another Artist Exchange Radio Show. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 noon. I mean it this time. So we'll be back tomorrow at 12 noon. So don't go anywhere. We'll have Mr. George Button, and Killer Poet. She'll be joining us from Sticky Bun Festival.
Hey.
So definitely come on back. We'll be right back tomorrow. It is what it is. Radio Show is up next.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from